Hi, I'm Deanna. Today we're here to talk about the AMP Financial Wellness Report. I'm joined by Sean and Melinda. Thank you for being here.
Hi, Deanna.
Great to be here. Sean, I'll start off with you first. It's no surprise that Australians are feeling the pinch right now, given that we've had high interest rates and elevated inflation now for a number of years. 44% of Aussies are cutting back on their spending and also feeling like their finances are stuck. What are some of the tools that Aussies can do to get their finances moving again?
Yeah, Diana, you're absolutely right. Only 1 in 3 Australians who are feeling financially secure, and we'd obviously like to see that improve. So we think there are a couple of ways you could do that. At first, it's really important to get the right information at the right time from the right source. And that'd be a really great place to start. Our Insights Hub has a lot of really good information. Secondly, if you've got a mortgage, a home loan, speak to your bank or broker and make sure that it's working hard for you and that it's doing all that it can and that you've got the right loan for you. And then thirdly, think about a budget. You know, it's really great to make sure that you're spending, that you're managing a budget so you know about your future cash flows.
Absolutely, thanks Sean. Melinda, are we seeing any impacts flow onto super?
Yeah, we're definitely seeing some flow-on effects, and as interest rates have been rising, people have been prioritising continuing to pay their mortgage, and that means the mortgage payments are now a higher proportion of the household spending or household income, and so that does have a flow-on effect. We've seen fewer people making voluntary contributions to their super. In fact, only 32%, or around a third of Australians, are doing that at the moment.
That's really interesting, and I know that in other parts of the report we also saw that consumers have actually been quite resilient to rising interest rates, and that's been because they've been able to draw on their accumulated savings that were built up during the pandemic. That included some of the mortgage prepayments that a lot of consumers who already had a loan had. Some consumers have luckily been able to rely on the bank of mum and dad, and the strong labour market has also allowed some households to take on an additional job to help with those higher expenses. Sean, beyond the mortgage, how else can we see consumers changing their spending patterns to help with the higher cost of living environment?
Absolutely, we're seeing Australians really buckle down on their spending. And we're seeing up to 3 in 5 people are cutting down on their grocery spend. 2 in 5 are going without a holiday or cutting down on their holidays, and even as high as 1 in 3 people are cutting back on their subscriptions or their gym memberships.
That lines up with everything that I've been seeing in the broader economic indicators as well. We've seen that consumers have been switching to cheaper brands, especially for things like grocery items. They've been cutting back on discretionary spending, even on non-essential services, of course, where they can. And the annual retail data has now been negative for the last 5 quarters. Melinda, how do households change their behaviour when they're feeling financially stressed?
Well, I think for all of us, when we're feeling financially stressed, you tend to focus more on what's right in front of you in the short term. But we also all know that with things like super and the ability to secure our financial futures, the sooner you take action, the better. So whilst people are dealing with today's financial stress, it's really important as well to balance that out with doing a super check, working out if they're on track for their retirement and what concrete steps they can take, those small tweaks to really get their super working better for them.
To find out how the rest of Australia is feeling, jump onto the AMP Financial Wellness Hub to find the report and also to check out other helpful tools and resources.